Okay, just in case you needed to know how to do this, really just for GreatWolf. There are 3 controls for Schematica. One loads, and you can check your controls because whenever we do an update, it changes all the controls. So one loads, one brings the schematic up that's current, which I don't have one, and then the last one saves. And the save the schematic is the one that you want. What you're going to do is going to move your red point and your blue point to encompass the entirety of your structure, whatever structure you're trying to copy. This makes it a lot easier when you're trying to get things. You know, granted, a lot of people do little good stuff, but maybe not as great as we do. Press it for on. Your red point is the first one you're going to choose, and it shows up right in front of you. Now, this one luckily fits right where I want it to almost perfectly, but I do want to save the entire structure, both layers of the bottom cobble, and this is just a lined cobble. I did one out of completely cobble, but use the chisel to cheat a little bit. So what you want to do is your y-axis, just drop it down one, and that's going to put it where it's underneath this layer for me. And then you go to the other end, other side, and go to the top, and fortunately Creative allows us to fly, and we want to make sure we're within that. And then we do the load key blue point. And as you can see, the blue point is right here. Now, you can't move around your camera and see where it is exactly, so you kind of have to guess, you know, where it is. Hit escape, but then you can roll back and say, okay, my blue's a little bit far back. I don't need it that far back. Although in this case, it's just air, so it wouldn't matter. But I can move it. Was it Z-axis to get now? There we go. And I can actually do it one more to get it where I want it to be. So that's going to give you the full structure. All right, and this is just a 1-story tower. What I do is I build 1 story, and then I create it, and then I can build other ones. So, but once you've got that, then you just save the schematic as let's just do single. I don't know the parameters, but I'm gonna do underscores just in case. Save. Okay. All right, so that one's saved, and basically all I have to do then is say, well, I want to load a single story tower. And what it does is it pulls it up. Oh, I got dirt. That's okay. I'm not going to need the dirt. And then you just move it to wherever you want it to be. So you can move it right over from, in my case, right over where the other structure is. And then once you have it where you want it, push your move key for moving your schematic. In the bottom left it says printer off. Switch that to on, and what that's going to do is automatically fill in any blocks that you have set it, that you have in your hotbar, not in your inventory, but in your hotbar. So you do have to kind of hang out with a bunch of stuff in your hotbar. The only ones it will put on, just so you know, are ones that are actually in contact with an existing block. If you try to start at the top up here, it's not going to put these in because there's nothing to connect them to. But once you get a little lower, it just automatically starts putting them in place for you. And of course, being in creative, it gets a lot easier. But it will kind of miss a few sometimes. Any of the blue is just ones that it still needs to fill in. And I left these on the back for an example, if you reach a point where you have, say, this dirt here was part of my original schematic, I left it because it just lets you see that you can pick things up and you don't have to have them. They don't have to be there. It's just what you have currently in your inventory. So you don't have to have everything at once. So if you are doing a big build, you can take care of that without having to worry about it being every single block in your hand at the same time. All right, easy cheesy, lemon squeezy.